I made some dirt bike jumps and berms with my mini skid steer, and I wanted to put together a video of how this worked out because I didn't know if it was even going to work when I first got started. So hopefully these tips can help you along and let you know if this is really the tool for the job. Now, first things first, these things have small buckets and they are very slow. So you want to get your dirt positioned where you're actually going to use it, or you're going to be moving a long ways. Now on this one, this is a pretty small jump, and I'm using Select Fill, which packs pretty well and it stays pretty firm. But these machines are light. You can see every time I push down to try and pack this dirt, the front end lifts up. With a 1,500, 2,000 pound machine, you're just not going to do much with the actual bucket. You can shape and sculpt, but in terms of packing the dirt, you're pretty much limited by how you can run over it. It's also not great at handling some of these large chunks. I'll touch more on that in a minute. But for the most part, you can move things around as long as it's a decent quality dirt. It could technically handle a completely full bucket, but it did bog down when I overloaded it like you see here. It would still lift it, but it would slow down. And on the berms, I found it was actually easiest to just roughly position the dirt and kind of drag it back. Like I mentioned, this is slow. I started out driving this whole distance with the mini skid steer. Later on, I figured out a much quicker way. I'll share that here in a second. But my main point is try to limit how much you have to drive this thing around. Luckily for the berms, I didn't have a ton of dirt to move because I'm really just trying to create a rut that I can get some traction in. But this is the thing that ultimately got me a much faster way of getting it done. This is a yard glider. You could use like a dump trailer or anything else. This is just great because I don't have to lift up and over the edge of like a dump trailer. It's just this plastic mat that's super heavy duty, and I can dump right on top of it. Then I can pull this to wherever it needs to go and basically push it off. Oh, one note, by the way, it looks like I'm wearing armor or plate carrier in this. That's a cooling vest. These things let off a ton of heat and it's a hot day. So I really needed something to keep me cool so I could keep going for hours. This is a cooling vest we make, Jackal Outdoors. I have another channel that covers all this. I don't want to go into too much detail on that. The main thing is this thing gets super hot, and because you cannot move dirt that quickly, you're going to be working for a while. Now, if you pay attention to how I'm forming this lip, I'm kind of tapping it down as we go. Like I mentioned, you can't put a ton of weight, but I did want to have some degree of a contour so that it actually looks like the transition for a jump. And that was pretty useful because later on in this process, I am able to basically back drag the blade and it's gonna follow whatever rough path is there. Now, these giant boulders gave me a lot of trouble. If you watch with this bucket, like I mentioned before, you don't have much downward force you can push down on these, so I can't break them apart or mash them. Even when I used the blade edge, it wouldn't do much. But overall, I mean, I could get an okay lip shape. This is the worst of the two jumps. And then on the berms themselves, they came out pretty good. I mean, it's functional, it's fun, they're very small. We're gonna make them a lot bigger. This was really a trial run to say, can I actually move dirt enough with these mini skids to start building jumps? The answer is yes. We'll keep pushing it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, hopefully I have an update soon.